I was defeated, not because I was incapable, but because I stopped halfway. And that's something a lot of people won't admit. We like to say life is hard. We like to say things didn't work out. We like to blame timing, people, situations. But sometimes, we just stopped. There was a time I made a decision. I told myself, I'm going to do this. I had the ideas, I had the energy, I had the vision. And I started. But somewhere along the way, I lost it. And I didn't even notice when it happened. It wasn't one day. It was small things. One day I didn't feel like working. I said, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow came. I pushed it again. Then before I knew it, I wasn't building anymore. Not because the dream wasn't real, but because the world is loud. There are too many things, too many people doing better, too many distractions. You start something, then you look at someone else, and suddenly what you're doing doesn't feel enough anymore. You wanted to become something, a creator, a developer, a business owner. But while you're building, you see someone else succeeding in something different, and now you're confused. You start thinking, maybe this is better, maybe I should switch. And just like that, you leave what you started. That's the illusion. There is always this illusion in life. From the moment you start something, you can't see the full path. You can only see a little part. Maybe the beginning, and maybe the end. But the middle? That part is covered. It's cloudy. It's uncertain. And that's where most people quit. Because in that middle, there are problems. There are doubts. There are days you don't even believe in what you're doing anymore. And you think the problem is the dream. So you quit and start something else. Then quit again and again. But the truth is, the problem was never the path. It was the moment you stopped walking. I was defeated, not because life beat me, but because I didn't believe in myself. Self-doubt, that quiet voice that tells you, this can't be you, this won't work, who do you think you are? And if you listen to it long enough, you stop. And when you stop, you start looking for validation. You want someone to tell you, this will work, this is good, you're on the right path. But listen, you don't need anyone's approval to start. You don't need anyone's permission to grow. Nobody is responsible for making you successful. Not your friends, not your family, not the system. You, that's your job. And the moment I realized that, everything changed. I stopped waiting for motivation, waiting for the perfect time, waiting to feel ready. Because motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. Discipline is showing up when you don't feel like it. Consistency is continuing even when it's boring, even when it's slow, even when nobody is watching. And let's talk about distractions, because this world today, it's built to distract you. You pick up your phone to learn something. Before you search, you've already seen 10 things pulling your attention away. Your brain gets used to easy dopamine, entertainment, scrolling, noise. So when it's time to work, to focus, to build something real, it feels hard, it feels boring. But that's the fight. That's where growth happens. You don't need to run away from everything. You just need to know when to focus. Set your time, protect your space, and when it's time to work, be there fully. Now listen, start now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Don't let age deceive you. Don't tell yourself, I'm too late. If you're 20, start. If you're 30, start. If you're 60, you still have time to build something meaningful. Because if you don't start now, when will you start? You don't need to know everything. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Learn along the way. Grow along the way. And don't ignore your small wins, because that's another mistake. You're so focused on the big goal that you forget how far you've come. There was a time you knew nothing. Now you know something. That's growth. That's progress. You learned a skill. You met people. You tried. That matters. If you don't appreciate small wins, you won't even recognize big ones when they come. Life is like a game. You don't win the first time. You play, you fail, you learn patterns, you understand the system, and you come back better. So yes, I was defeated, but I wasn't finished. Defeat is not the end. Defeat is a lesson. Defeat is part of the process. The only time you are truly defeated